Why is it mundane that every thought you have literally can create something? I mean, after all, the shirt you're wearing was a thought in somebody else's mind, but we treat it as such a mundane idea. But is it really mundane?
The Voices of Victory podcast show.
Voices of Victory.
Vision.
Voices of Victory.
Leadership.
The Voices of Victory.
Workplace-related topics.
The Voices of Victory.
Voices of Victory. Voices of Victory. Voices of Victory.
It's time for the show. You are now listening to the Voices of Victory podcast show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mario D. Leone.
Hello and welcome to Voices of Victory podcast show. I am your host, Mario D. Leone, and today's episode is the direction of your thoughts. Most people's lives move in the direction of their thoughts, and they literally don't even know it. And that's not some motivational, esoteric fluff shit, okay? It's actual psychology. It's the Pygmalion effect at work. And if you haven't heard that, you can understand it as we tend to rise or fall to the level of our direction of thoughts, both our own thoughts and the ideas that other people actually place on us. Interesting, isn't it? Think about it. When you expect yourself to succeed, your behavior starts to align with those expectations. The key, though, is to actually have emotional flexibility and emotional resilience, because people get very attached to outcomes. And when you get too attached to outcomes, if it doesn't work out, you become downtrodden, depressed, and upset. And before you know it, you're angry, you're frustrated, and then you get depressed about it. Here's the thing. You have to have a level of emotional flexibility. You have to be able to flex that some things aren't always going to go that way, and you have to be able to find a way to transmute that or alchemize that or move in the direction that you want to go. You notice the opportunities, but you make different choices. You act a little different without realizing it. And you know what? Your mind becomes the GPS. Like I always say in this show, your mind is the GPS of your life, and it's steering you towards the place that you've been picturing. And most people's lives move in the direction of their thoughts. Now, there's still a physical reality, and we still have to take physical action in the real world. But here's the thing that we don't talk about enough. Most people's lives move in that direction of no thoughts at all. Indecision is still a decision. So if you choose to do something, that's a cause set in motion. If you choose to do nothing, that's also a cause set in motion. The trajectory may be slower, and you may think that you're standing still, but the current is still carrying you somewhere. Your thoughts can be really powerful, and they can wind up moving you in a direction that you really don't want to go. So often it can be places that you did not intend to wind up. So the Pygmalion effect, it isn't just positive belief and fluff. It's about mental ownership. When you give your mind a target, when you give your mind a script, even an imperfect one, what happens is you start to engage your subconscious to start solving the puzzle. But when you give it no target, it solves for default. It solves nothing because you've given it nothing. And the default usually leads to stagnation, meaning if you choose to do nothing, you lose time and you also become stagnant. And you're going to feel mediocrity in some way, shape, or form. Or someone else's version of life. You're living someone else's ideas, someone else's versions of what life should be. Because let's face it, we all are a function of our programming. So if people's lives move in the direction of their thoughts and people's lives move in the direction of no thoughts at all, then here's the big fat real question. What's currently setting you in motion today? Because your mind is already building the road beneath your feet. And if you're constantly moving your thoughts left and right, you're wandering, the default mode network of your brain, which is all part and parcel of wandering of the mind, where your mind wanders. And the more your mind wanders, the more it doesn't have a direction. if you're able to bring that wandering to a exacted direction, and suddenly you could go in that area. So think about it. The t-shirt that you're wearing or the clothing that you have on was a thought in someone else's mind. The car you drive was a thought in someone else's mind. The house that was built was a thought in someone else's mind. So everything in your reality is created twice. It is created as your thoughts first in someone else's mind, and eventually it becomes yours. That's the thing, right? Everything in reality is created twice. It could be a thought in your brain, and then you create something, and now it's in your reality. So it happens twice. So what are you willing to absorb as a thought? And what is the cost of you not gaining control over your thinking within your mind? And here's the thing. You're not your thoughts. You're actually just the observer of them because they come and go. Your feelings come and go. Your thoughts come and go. The only things that you claim as yours are the things that you attach to your identity, the thoughts that you hold on to, the feelings that you hold on to. They get connected to your identity and it connects to who you are. Basically, you wrap your identity around your dominant thoughts and dominant emotions. And then that creates your dominant behavior. So that's the thing. You're not your thoughts. You're actually the observer of them. They can come and go and you can choose to not hold on to them. But most people don't do that because it all connects to what we call impulse. You can allow them to become a part of your identity or you can let them slide. And you know what? You have that choice. And that's all I'm going to say on this episode of Voices of Victory. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. And if you are a person that lets your thinking become overthinking and it's stopping your direction, comment below.